Okay, in this video lesson, we're going to take a look at the solo and the outro for the When Cries Mary. So let's get right into it. We have, first off, we have a quick little bar here at the 13th fret on the first and second strings. And we hammer on, we hit those two strings and do a quick hammer on the 15th fret on the second string. Just like with the things we were doing earlier. But it's on the top two strings of the 13th fret. And then he slides that down. So that kind of happens on the second beat. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So, and then we have this. So that's some double stop action that we have here. So after this, that is the 12th fret on the third string, and then the 13th fret on the second string. Those two notes together create that double stop with two notes together. And then you pick those two notes, then place your third finger on the 14th fret on the third string. So it's just these two notes now. Same two strings. And then back down to the 12 and 13. So we do that 12, 14, and then 12, always hitting that 13 on the second string with it. Come to your pinky at the 15th fret on the 4th string, and then back and hit these 12 and 13 again. So we have this. And then we do a quick, and that is just doing a quick, hitting those two notes and hammering on and pulling off that 14. And then coming and grab that 15 on the 4th string again. So all together we have. Then we end this with an F major pentatonic run. And that is just a slide into the 12 on the 4th string, 10th fret on the 3rd, pick 12 on the 3rd, and then do a 10 to 12 hammer. So that's the end of the first phrase. Second phrase starts with the same hammer on at the beginning, the hammer on double stop. And then we have a little bit shorter version here of this little double stop run. This time we're just going to do the 12 and 13, then the 14 and 13, back down to 12 and 13, pinky at the 15th fret on the 4th, and then back to that 12 and 13. So we just got this. All right, and we're going to end this with another F major pentatonic run. That's just a slide into the 12 again, then 10 and 12 on the 3rd string, and then go back to 10 on the 3rd string with some vibrato, and then do a hammer at 10 to 12 on both the 3rd string and the 4th string, and put vibrato on that last note. So we have. So the whole second phrase. Third phrase is the exact same, the first half of it, as the second phrase. So the little shorter double stop routine. We have a little bit different F major pentatonic run here. A little bit shorter, and that's just sliding to 12 again, then 10 and 12 on the 3rd, and then come over and hammer 10 to 12 on the 4th. So that third phrase. Okay, then we hop up here to the starting the second half of the solo. We're going to do that Same hammer at the 15th instead of the 13th. Now move it up to the 15th fret and hammer on that 17th. So you got these top two strings together, hammering on the 17 on the second string, and then pick the two 15s again by themselves. Then we have this little one. And that is just basically this, but up 2 frets, so the 14 to 15. And then you drop that 16 down on the third string, back to the 14, grab this time the 17 on the fourth string. And when you come back to these two on the second string, on the second and third string, pick them twice and do that hammer on the third finger at the 16th fret. So we have, so from the beginning of that phrase, all right, then we come back to this, it's a little B flat major triad here, 8th fret on the 4th string with your 3rd finger, 2nd finger at the 7th fret on the 3rd string, and then 1st finger at the 6th fret on the 2nd string. You strum that a couple times, and then do that pull off from the 8th fret with your pinky to that 6th fret on the, so you already got your 6th fret here on the 2nd string. So this pinky comes down the 8th fret on the 2nd string, and you pull it back off to that 1st finger, just like we did here back down here earlier in the verse. So we have, and then take this over to the 3rd string, the pinky over to the 3rd string, and come down on the 8th fret on the 3rd string, and then pull, and then let it go back to the regular 7th fret, the regular triad. So we got this finger right here is just kind of doing some chord embellishments, just like that. And then we have this pentatonic lick. All that is bend at the 12th fret on the on the 2nd string with your 3rd finger. Whole step, and then pick 12 and 9 on the 2nd string. And then do the whole step, kind of like a Johnny B. Good thing. All right, and we just have whole step bend at the 11, and then 9 on the 2nd, then roll that finger over to grab the 9 on the 1st string. So we have, and then we're going to end that part of the phrase by another quick whole step bend on the 3rd string, and then 9 on the 3rd string with some vibrato. See how it went up, but you don't hear it come back down. You don't hear that. He just kills it when he gets up there and plays that 9. So the whole phrase. All right, and we're going to end this with this little phrase. I'm sorry, because and that is just the same hammer at the 13th fret again, hammering onto that 15 on the 2nd string, pick the two 13s again, and that is just back to the 12 and 13 with the 14 coming down, and then back to the 12. 12, 14, 12 to the pinky on the 15th fret, then back to the 12 and 13, 14, and back to the 12. So it goes. You can pick them or you get little hammer-ons or whatever. So we got, and then we're going to end it with this. This is the end of the solo. Sliding to the 12, come and grab 10 on the 3rd string, 12 and 10 on the 4th, and end it with your pinky at the 13 on the 5th, and then down to the 3rd finger at the 12th. And then he'll do a little slide back down to the verse. So you hear that in there, just coming down the 6th string. All right, let's skip to the intro. After we've done the verse a couple times and then the chorus, after the last chorus, coming out of that chorus, we have this. Very nice ending. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go through all of this really quickly. So coming out of that last chorus, we have the same figure that you've seen before, and then the actual outro starts. We're going to start with a double stop at the 8th fret on the 1st and 2nd string, slide up to 10, and then back down and pick 8 again. And then come to the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th strings, and we're going to do a bar across the 10th fret on the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. That's an F major chord, but what we're going to do is we're going to hammer on these notes. And it turns it into a B flat major chord, and then to an F major. So we have a little quick hammer on, and you're hammering on. You got the bar still there. You're hammering on your 3rd finger at the 12th fret on the 4th string, and then your 2nd finger at the 11th fret on the 2nd string, leaving the 3rd string unaltered. And then back to the bar. So we have this. Now the hammer on happens so quickly that you don't really hear this chord first. You really hear it like this. But you want to give it some flair. All right, so after that we go back to that little hammer-on phrase at the 8th, 9th, and 10th fret. Then we have this little blues lick, and that is just 10 and 12 on the 4th string, then 12, 11, 10 on the 5th, and shift down to the 8th fret on the 5th string. So we have this. All right. So, and then we have those little E flat, E, F power chords with the root, the 5th, and the bass, just like in the intro. And then the little lick that happens after that is, and that is just 8, 10 on the 6th, then 8, 10 on the 5th, then a quick hammer on the 5th from 8 to 10. So we have this. My fault. So it's going to do just 8, 10, pick 8, then do the hammer, then back to 8, and then 10 on the 6th. So we have. All right, so we have this, and then back to the little hammer-on figures at the 8th, 9th, and 10th, and then we're at the last phrases in the solo, and it goes. So we have this. So this, real quick, is just a 8, bar at the 8, hammer onto that 10 on the 2nd string, and then back down to the 8 bar, then 10, 8 on the 3rd string. This little quick little lick. That 10 and 8's on the 3rd string. And then we have something kind of like the first lick in the phrase. All right, which is just, remember, that 8 bar, slid up to the 10th fret, back down to pick the 8, and then that bar at the 10th fret against the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th string, hammering on to that B flat triad, and then the F triad at the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th strings. And that's it for The Wind Cries Mary.